8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello. Welcome to the EM Publishing monthly update. So I'm doing a live stream. My name is Jessica. I'm the business manager at EM Publishing. And I'm here tonight to hang out and chat with you about all things EM Publishing, what we're doing at the moment, what we've got planned in the future, answer any questions that we have or that you have. We do this every month, so we try and give you an opportunity to kind of get in touch and, ask any questions. Let us know what you want and what your thoughts are on things. If you're watching this not live and you have a question, that's no problem. There's an email on the screen. That's how you can email and message me, and it will most likely be me responding to you. So if you have any questions or issues with your orders, this is the email address to contact us on there. Of course, you can always get in touch with a direct message on the platform that you're talking to us about. So if you wanted to, if it was regarding a shop order on the shop, you could always use the contact page on the shop. Or if it was regarding, a Kickstarter campaign you backed, you can send us a direct message on Kickstarter as well. But that is our main email that we check every day, and I check that every day, Monday to Friday, 9 to 5 between UK time hours. So yes, so if you have any questions, let me know there. But thanks for joining us live if you're here. It is just me this month, and I'm just going through the usual kind of what we're doing and what's coming up and giving you a bit of information in that. If you do have any questions, do pop them in the chat, get involved, say hello. So, for example, I'm being asked to have a chance to annoy me about the date for the What's Oldest New Bestiary. Maybe I will be talking about the bestiary a bit later. So, yes, maybe I will. But yeah, so let's dig into it. Let's get started. I made some slides so that I have an agenda and I can stay on track and talk to you about things. So first of all, I always start with the shipping and fulfillment update. So if you are a backer of one of our campaigns, first of all, thank you very much. It's because of you that we can make games and continue to do stuff, which is really great. And at the moment, we have two things that we're kind of fulfilling. We have, first of all, Split the Horde, our first ever board game. I have this mass production copy here, which is very nice. And if you're a backer, it's on its way to you right now. I've just done an update on the Kickstarter page, so if you are a backer, you can check that out with more detail. But the summary of that is that these are on boats going to their warehouse destinations. They've arrived at the port in Australia already, so we're just waiting for customs clearance on that. And they're on their way to the UK and the US. So our plan is to start sending out rewards in September. The only thing with UK and US is customs times waiting at port depends on how busy the ports are. So this, in our experience, this has been a few days to a few weeks, depending on how busy they are. So when it arrives at port, we'll let you know once it's cleared customs and is leaving the port and is on its way to the warehouse, because that gives us a much clearer time frame. So our plan is to send them out in September, and we're saying September is a vague month to allow time for things to arrive. So if you're a backer, you'll likely be receiving these rewards in end of September or early October, depending on where you are in the world. Australia is going to go first this time, which I think is nice for the Australians, because normally the Australians are the last to be filled on anything, but this time they're going to be first. Also, on that very same boat, in the very same container, in the very same pallets as some of them, we also have a bit more of a workout for me to pick this up. The Voyage Runners Codex. Oh, so this beast of a box set, which weighs 13 pounds, by the way. So it weighs a lot. This is like a child that has been alive for a few months. 13 pounds, isn't it? But anyway, so shipping for this, we've been looking at the moment in terms of shipping, sending it to you, the backers, from the warehouse. So I'm talking to both of our warehouses about how we're going to do this, because something big and heavy like this, if it gets dropped, it's more likely to get damaged. And at the warehouse, at the factory it's being made, they do drop tests there. And if it doesn't have good packaging, this will get damaged if it's dropped. And as we know, we love our local couriers and post offices, but we know sometimes they do just chuck things around. So we're trying to think of ways to kind of, make that as safe and secure and get to you as much as possible. Of course, we expect there is a percentage of things that will get damaged in transit, because that always happens in every campaign we do. So we'll send you a new one if that happens. But yeah, we're looking at ways we're doing it. At the moment, we've got them kind of Russian dolled. So this box is in its own cardboard box, and then that's got little edges, cardboard edges, and then it goes into the main box. So hopefully that Russian doll nest of boxes will help it. So at the moment, we're just checking on things like that. So when we're packaging at the warehouse to make sure we're really happy. with how those are sent out, but they're really big box sets. And I know it's been a long time coming because we kind of delayed these shipments due to the tariff situation, which I won't talk about because we're all sick of talking about tariffs and the situation. But we've bitten the bullet, we've sent them off, and we're just going to eat the tariff costs. At the moment, that's about 30% for these products. We're not passing that on to you as the backers because, you know, you've already budgeted and paid for these, so we didn't think that was the right thing to do in this instance. So that's just a cost that we are eating ourselves. So if you're in the US, you are not going to get an invoice, a tariff invoice for these products when they arrive with you, because we're sorting that out at port for you. But anyway, those are arriving, and I'm really excited to get them out the door. That note said, we've locked all the addresses. So if you're a backer, you can't edit your address on your pledge manager anymore, because I'm sending all your details to the warehouse so they can start packing up your order. We will send out an address verification email just before we send out all the packages, and that'll come from the various warehouses. So if you do need to update your address, you know, look out for that, and that will come up there. Or of course, as mentioned before, you can always send me an email, direct message via Kickstarter, or send me an email there with your new address if you want it to be updated, and I'll see if I can manually update that for you quickly. But yeah, so that is Split the Horde and Void Runners Codex. Very excited for them. And also, the other big news, the last time I was on the show, I was talking to you about Pets and Psychics, which was live. It has now ended. The Kickstarter has ended. I am so excited for this book. I don't know, this book feels a little bit like a baby prep project for me. So I love it very much. We successfully funded, which is fantastic. We made over $100,000 in the campaign. So thank you to our backers and supporting us for this. We are currently getting the Backer Kit Pledge Manager ready. So if you missed it and you do want to get in on this, that'll be live in September, so you can back and pledge. We will have a limited number of how many you can pick up, though, because we're placing the order like next week. As soon as Kickstarter sends us the funds, we're just paying the printers and getting a batch printed out. So that means we have to cap the number of copies available for this. And the reason we're doing that is we're trying to get the books out to backers as quickly as possible, so we've got a really quick, nice turnaround on this, so people aren't waiting a long time. People already have their PDF rewards, so if you're a backer, you have check your Kickstarter messages, and you will have a link for Pets and Psychics there, so you can check that out. A couple of people that didn't back the Monstrous Menagerie and Monstrous Menagerie 2 got links for those PDFs. But if you didn't back them, the links won't work. So if you've got a Monstrous Menagerie or Monstrous Menagerie 2 link and you click on it and it doesn't work, have a check if you actually pledged for it, because it might be it's not working for you because you didn't select that. If you did back and pay for the Monstrous Menagerie PDFs, then email me and tell me, I'll get you an alternative link. But a few people have emailed me saying, oh, this link's not working. And I had to say, oh, sorry, we've sent an error and you didn't back that. So that's why. So if that's you, hopefully that explains it. But send me a message, reply to the message on Kickstarter if there's any confusion about whether or not you should have access to that. But yeah, so Pets and Psychics, and that will be coming to retail in like Q1 of 2026. So if you don't want to do the Pledge Manager next month and you want to wait for it to be in your local game store, that will be in first part of 2026. But moving on to what things you can get now. So as I mentioned, the Monstrous Menagerie 2, if you do want that PDF, and the hardcover book is now available on our web store, which is empublishingrpg.com. So if you missed that Kickstarter, again, we had a really quick turnaround print and everything with that. So that's already with backers, and it's out and available now on the web store, so you can go get it on there. We're also doing a really good PDF bundle on the web store. So we have loads of our D&D PDFs that we're doing a bundle of 10 for just $10. And we've got other bundles as well. So I think there's like 20 for 20, and there's, you know, for 50, even 100. So you're getting these for like $1, and you can select whichever ones you want. There's a catalogue of over 500, and you can search on the website for what you're looking for. So I spent ages programming this, by the way, so I hope you like it. You can say, hey, I want an adventure for these level player characters, or I'm looking for a monster of this specific CR, or I'm looking for spells, or I'm looking for play. So you can search on the website for what you're looking for through that catalogue of 500 things. The way it works is you select the bundle, put it in your cart, and then you select your 9 items, and then so your 10 items. Then when the 10 items are in your cart, you'll show it will void off, and you'll only be paying $10. So don't panic. If you're adding them on and it's showing there's money on it at the moment, you'll see before you click pay, it will remove them all on there for you. So as long as you have 10 eligible PDFs, that will go on the bundle price for you there. But again, if you have any questions about that, or anything seems weird on the website and you're going in those PDFs, you can send me an email to admin email inbox and I will sort it out for you. But yeah, if you have a look at that, those PDF sales is really good. So that's up and available for the summer. And we'll probably be taking that down sometime next month. So if you're able to go and get that in August, that would be ideal. You can pick up those really good bundle rates there. But yes, that's what we've got new on the web store. Then what's next in 2025? So what's old is new role-playing system? So yes, I have good news that we are launching the Kickstarter for the What's Old is New role-playing system next month in September. So I think it's going to be, so that's like another 2-3 weeks, she says, uncertainly. But if you want to be notified when we launch, here is the link for the Kickstarter. I'll put it in the chat as well, so you can just click through. But if you click follow on that, then it will notify you when it launches. And also it helps other people find it because of algorithm stuff. The more people that are following it, the more people see it. Internet nonsense. So it'd be really big help if you go click on that and follow that campaign there. And you might ask, well, what is What's Old is New? So if you don't know, this is our in-house role-playing system that Russ made. So he is the designer of the game. So What's Old is New is a crunchy tabletop RP using D6s. And it is very much a toolkit system, I say. So it's set around 3 genres: old, now, and new. Old is like fantasy setting, now is modern, modern action, and new is kind of science fiction. It doesn't give like settings and world guides and stuff in the core rule books. It gives you kind of everything you need to kind of create your own worlds and systems. So if you're looking for a system within that genre that you can do your own thing with as a GM, this is kind of what it's designed for. And it's got a good amount of crunch in it as well. So it's not a rules light system. So if you want something a bit more meaty in your role-playing games, this is what this is. It's got a really nice life path character creation system as well, which means you create kind of really interesting characters, and they're really varied, and they kind of have meaning and history to their journey and when you're making them. So it makes a really nice session zero, sitting around the table creating characters together. But yeah, so that's what kind of What's Old is New. And the bestiary is exactly what it says in the tin. It's a bestiary. This is what the book's going to look like. It looks really nice. All the NPCs and monsters in this, which there's over 250 of, are compatible with any of those genres I talked about. Because obviously if you have, for example, a scout, then you could kind of edit that to be whatever makes sense for that genre. So you could have a fantasy scout or a sci-fi scout. They're going to be different. Of course, some of the creatures are very genred, like, for example, on the screen I have the assimilator right now. That's going to be a very sci-fi thing. Of course, you can use What's Old is New to a genre mash if that's the setting that you have. Absolutely fine. But there's a whole range of creatures in here that you can use, over 250. And if something is there that you don't like, then chapter 3 of the book goes through about how to edit these, to tweak these to make sense for your setting. So if you're looking at the assimilator, for example, you're like, I really like a lot of what this does, but I want to tweak it to make it more fantasy, or, whatever you need it to do, we've got information how to do that. And if there's something that you need entirely unique for your world, chapter 4 goes through how to create these from scratch. So it's got a guide and how to do that. But yes, Damien in the chat talking about What's Old New says it's initially less crunchy than D&D and it has more logical rule sets. So there's that feedback and approach on the system. Honestly, I think there's a lot of systems that are less crunchy than D&D, because I think D&D does have a lot of rules to it, but I think because it's so popular and so many people are used to it, it feels very second nature. I don't know. That's my opinion on it. But yeah, we have done the layout for it. Chapter 2 of Monsters is all kind of done. I think we're finishing off the kind of final chapters parts, but it's a really nice looking book. Got loads of stat blocks and information on it. And yeah, if you're a fan of What's Old is New, this is a bit of a no-brainer, I think. So yeah, like I say, that is going to be going live next month in September, and you can check out the link for the What's Old is New bestiary on EN World as well. Actually, today Russ posted an article about it. She says not having the link. I do have the link, hooray. So there's information there as well. And I think Russ is going to be doing some teasers on EN World over the next few weeks, so with stat blocks that you can actually look through and read. So if this is of interest to you, you can check that out there. I've also been sending out information to press. So if you are a reviewer or something like that and you're not on our press list, send me a message and I can send you those kind of press previews and information. And again, the email's on the screen. So if you're not on our press list and didn't receive that email this week, there you go. But yeah, so we have a question. Can we get fancy new character sheets to match the new trade dressing? Oh, I don't think we've done new character sheets for this one. We did some for the starter set. So we did the What's Old is New starter box set last year, and we did a load of pre-generated characters with a new kind of setting for that there. But we do have a stretch goal for the What's Old is New system to make the core rule books have new covers to match the new trade dressing. So if we get 3 across the campaign, 300 new books ordered across like add-ons, pledge tiers, all that stuff, that's enough for us to do a new print run. And so we'll do that if we can get that. If not, it will be the original previous cover that we use for it, and we'll have a tracker on the campaign so you can see who that is. It won't be any extra cost to you. It's just something cool we can do if we do that. But that's a nice note about the character sheets, because I know the character sheets in the starter box set a lot of people liked. And if you're interested in What's Old is New, but you don't know much about the system, we have got bundles in the Kickstarter campaign that will give you the starter box set and the bestiary, or one of the the core rule books if you're interested in picking it up, or if you want to look at it in advance. Of course, we have What's Old is New on the website empublishingrpg.com, so you can go and check out there. As well as the core books, we do have a really wide range of adventures and things like that. I always look at What's Old is New as like a toolkit system to create my own worlds and things, but if you do want adventures and content like that, there's loads of it on the website. I think we've got 18, she says uncertainly, on there. So there's plenty of stuff on there, and it's a well-supported line, and we have plans to do new things with it. Like last year it was getting out the starter box set, and this year it's getting out the bestiary. But yeah, so we have plans going forward for that. So that is the What's Old is New bestiary, and that's the next kind of big thing that we're doing, and that will be going live next month in September. So give it a follow on Kickstarter. That would be a great help. Thank you very much. Also new this year, we have the Alpha Star magazine coming. So Void Runners Codex, as I mentioned, going to be shipping next month in September. So once everybody has that, probably around October time, we'll be launching the Alpha Star magazine, which is a quarterly magazine with new content for the Void Runners Codex. So that'll be giving, all the stuff you'll be used. So if you're familiar with our 2 other monthly magazines, we have the Gate Pass Gazette, which is for Level Up Advanced 5th edition. And we also have Insider magazine, which is for 5e, a monthly 5e magazine. Now these, we have options where you can, especially for Insider, you can back, I think it's $25, and that means you get the magazine, including postage, shipping, everything like that, to your door every month. That'll be me typing it up, send it to you each month for $25. And this will be very similar for Alpha Star as well, except it'll be quarterly to start with, in that, because we're just seeing what the uptake is on it to start with for the Void Runners Codex. So yes, we have 3 kind of magazines. 2 are monthly, which is Insider for D&D 5e, and then we have Gate Pass Gazette for Level Up Advanced 5th edition, and Alpha Star magazine, the quarterly magazine for the Void Runners Codex, which takes your D&D games into space. The link for this, that is up on BackerKit. So we're trying BackerKit for a lot of our new campaigns, you'll notice as well. So we're not just using Kickstarter. And the link for the BackerKit campaign is there on the screen. So if you're interested in the BackerKit and for the Alpha Star magazine for more Void Runners content, that'll be coming there. But the reason we're doing that is actually the magazine's done and written and looking really nice. We're just waiting until all the backers have their copies of the Void Runners Codex, because we wanted that to be done and put away before we launch the next thing, because that just made sense to us. But it's done and it's ready to go. Any word on the A5e spell cards? Yes, so the pre-launch page for that is still up on Kickstarter. Now with so what we're planning on doing, if people don't know, is for Level Up Advanced 5th edition, we wanted to do a card collection. We've previously done a deck of cards for the combat maneuvers, and that sold really well. We've pretty much sold out of those now, except for if you've pre-ordered them for stuff that come to you, don't worry. But we stopped selling them because we sold out of our first print run. And so we were thinking about doing card decks for other things, like spell cards for classes, for exploration, like loads of stuff. So obviously, because card decks are just useful sometimes at the table when you've got stuff going on, and so we're making a card collection. So that is still in our plans. We paused that project for the moment because of the tariff situation, because a deck of cards would be classified as a board game, so putting them into US means they come at an extra 30% or whatever it is at the moment, and so we were looking at our manufacturing and options and things for that, and we kind of paused that for now because we're seeing what happens with the tariff situation, because I'm hoping at some point the situation resolves itself. I don't know. But we are re-looking at that because we want to, first of all, do it in a way that it's profitable. Because for the Void Runners and Split the Horde, we decided to eat the costs of those tariffs, which, we can do it, but it's not like comfortable and nice thing to do. We can't keep doing that constantly for new projects. So we need to find a way to make it worthwhile for us. So that is still a project we're going to do, but it's likely not going to be done this year for things like that. I think with the we will have an option to have like a printable PDF option with the cards for sure. That will be something we were going to do anyway. We do want to have a physical collection for them as well. So this is still a project we're working on, but I don't think it won't be coming out in 2025 as we originally planned, just because of that kind of tariff situation. But it is still something we're working on. We have a load of project boards, like it's digital because we all work remotely. That is still on the board and still something we're working on and developing. But we're just being a bit more cautious with that because of taxes, which is exciting, because that's why we all got into working in tabletop games, because to deal with taxes and logistics forms. I've been doing a lot of custom forms this week, folks, to get these box sets and board games with you. It's wild. But anyway, yes. So it will be happening, but it's not happening this year, unfortunately. Is the summary for that. In other news, Level Up Gateway, so online tools. So we have our online, we've got the August update for what we're doing with Level Up Gateway. For those that don't know, Level Up Gateway is an online character creator for Level Up Advanced 5th edition. And we are constantly building it. All the character classes that are in the Adventurer's Guide are available for free, so you can create a character, and that will forever be free for you to use. Will continue to be free for you to use. We are in the future, once we've built more stuff, planning on having a subscription tier level, which will include extra content. But the idea is that you'll always be able to go on and make characters from the original core Adventurer's Guide rulebooks and create things there. All the character classes are made up to level 10. And our next phase is getting all the character classes up to level 20, so that they're ready to go. We've done the fighter and the wizard. Those classes are up to level 20, so you can fully stretch those to whatever. The other classes are all up to level 10, and they're in various stages of being built up. But yeah, so that's pretty much what we're doing there. Last month as well, we put on a load of monsters that are in there as well. So a lot of the stat blocks from the original Monstrous Menagerie. So that'll be useful for you if you're GM running the game. So you've got those details kind of on the portal in one place as well. But yeah, the character creator Level Up Gateway is chugging on really well. So you can go on there now. It's in open beta testing. So originally we just had it open for the original Level Up A5e Kickstarter backers to use, but now it's open to anybody. So if you're watching, you can go to levelupgateway.com and create a profile and start making characters and play around with it. I think this is going to be really good because it's one of those barriers I find because I think if you're a GM and your players are used to using D&D Beyond, it's hard to move into another system. So I think tools like this are really important so that it opens it up for other people to play, because a lot of people are really used to using this sort of system, and that's why we're investing in this quite a lot as well. So Level Up Gateway, if you check that out, fighters and wizards are up to level 20. Of course, as I mentioned, it is in beta, so if you spot something weird, there is a button on the website where you can click and say, hey, this was weird, and tell us about it, so we can fix it. But yeah, that is Level Up Gateway. And that is most of my news this month. So the big things coming up so far is the What Sold Is New Bestiary. We have Alpha Star Magazine. We also have another D&D project that's being worked on. I don't have a date for it. So this is suitable for D&D 5e. And that will be coming out probably in November time, looking at the schedule. But we're working at the moment, so I'll be announcing that maybe next month. Maybe I'll announce that next month. But anyway, top line is What's Odds News coming out next month. I hope you like it with the bestiary. I know it's been long awaited for a lot of people. Yes, I hope you'll kind of enjoy it. We'll be having more information come out on EN World with previews and sneak peeks of things. But if you do want to be notified of when we're going to go live and when it's going to happen, if you go to the Kickstarter page right now and click the follow button, and you'll be notified when it launches, so you know exactly when it's happening. But yeah, thank you for joining me. I think that is all for this month. I am going to head off for the evening. Again, if you're watching this and I didn't get around to your question for any reason, you can send me an email with your question at any point in the month. Email address is on the screen. But for now, I think I'll say thank you very much and goodbye. I'll be back next month and I'll see you then. Thanks a lot. Bye.